Cohasset mother of 3. You're looking live at Quincy District Court, where he will be arraigned on Wednesday. And tonight we're bringing you reaction from Ana's friends, our security analyst, and we're also looking into what's next for Ana's 3 children. Thanks for joining us. I'm Vanessa Welch.
And I'm Mark Ockerblum. Boston 25 News reporter Drew Carita starts our team coverage in Quincy. And Drew, do we have a better idea of what time Brian Walshe will be arraigned tomorrow?
Mark, we're being told that he could appear in court here as early as 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. The evidence that investigators have been working around the clock to collect and piece together expected to be presented in the courtroom. A law enforcement source tells me tonight that investigators are confident that the proof will speak for itself, that Brian Walshe murdered his wife, Ana. Another source tells us he will also be facing a charge of improper transport of a body.
It's horrific to see it in real life time unfolding.
On the eve of graphic details expected to be presented in Brian Walshe's murder arraignment, a friend of Ana Walshe is hopeful it will allow the grieving process to begin.
So does it bring closure? Yes, right? Which brings some sense of relief to the case. But there's also the rage of how could something so horrific happen to such a beautiful human being?
Ana Walshe's loved ones say whatever the alleged motive may be, it will never make any sense. The Cohasset mother of 3 young boys was first reported missing on January 4th, 3 days after she was last seen at her family's rental home early New Year's morning. We reported that a police log reveals it was Ana's employer in D.C. who first reported her disappearance before husband Brian.
I know something horrible happened to her. I mean, given the evidence that we've heard with a hacksaw and knife and blood, I can't imagine that it was anything peaceful.
The disturbing evidence collected in the intensive investigation has been scattered in different parts of the state, and information about Brian Walshe's checkered past has surfaced. This mugshot from 2018 now being released from when the feds raided a former home of his in Lynn after he was charged with selling fake Andy Warhol paintings on eBay. And this mugshot was taken after Brian Walshe was arrested for misleading a police investigation in his wife's disappearance 9 days ago. A brief video statement from Norfolk District Attorney Michael Morrissey stopped short of alleging how he killed his wife and what he did with her remains.
Mr. Walshe will be transported to the Quincy District Court for arraignment on the charge of murder. Additional details of the investigation and the evidence in support of those charges are likely to be presented at arraignment.
I know there's a lot of hearts around the world that are connected to this, that are watching this, that are praying for closure and justice for her to find out exactly what it is that happened.
We know that blood and a knife with blood on it that prosecutors say was found in the basement of the Walshe family home, and a hacksaw and a rug believed to contain biological evidence that sources say was found at a Peabody transfer station was all sent to the state lab for DNA testing over a week ago. Mark.
Drew, talk to me about the interaction you actually had with Brian Walshe earlier on in this case.
Mark, you'll probably recall that we first went down to Cohasset on January 5th, the day after Ana was reported missing. We went to the driveway of the Cohasset home. Brian Walshe greeted us there. He declined to comment on his missing wife. Before we even got to Cohasset, sources told us that police believed Brian Walshe was lying. They just had to prove it, Mark.
Given what we know they have alleged he has done, I have to think you've thought about this several times since then as well.
Oh, of course. And over the last 11 days, we've been talking every day with Ana Walshe's friends who have had a lot of speculation, a lot of theories about what has happened here. But authorities have been very tight-lipped about the evidence that was collected. We expect to learn a lot more in the courtroom tomorrow. We know all of those friends are waiting anxiously for answers as well, Mark.
Really appreciate your reporting on this case, as you've been there from the start as well. Drew Carita live for us tonight in Quincy. Thanks.